Hey there, Pisces. Hey friend, how you doing? Welcome to Soulvine. Let's check in and see what is going on. I'm feeling called to do a little bit of a different spread for the weekend. I feel like we need to kind of connect into two different energies and see what spirit comes back with. So you and them is what the energy feels like right now. So let's do that. We do have the full moon in Scorpio coming on in. As we know already, full moon is about clearing, opening space for what is, and same as Scorpio, death and rebirth. So maybe this is why I'm getting called for you and them. So let's check in their energies, your energies, and go from there. Straight up, Nine of Pentacles. High Priestess, Five of Wands. So that's your energy, Pisces. Let's get their energy, where they're currently at. Just remember too, this could be vice versa energy. Okay, so their space right now, okay, this is pretty open of what's going on here. So it seems like your energy, Pisces, is more about building or being in a space of like knowing yourself, feeling strong, feeling kind of, I think, more clear and decisive on who you are and what you're creating in your life. I think too, you may be quite focused on your successes, on achieving your own financial independence as well, and your own sense of security. If this is, I mean, as we're looking at you versus them, this could be, again, whether you have someone in your life right now or someone that, you know, wants to come in, the way that you seem to be looking at something, because even if there's just focus on yourself, whether you're connected or not, it seems as into another party at this point in time, it seems like looking forward, you're anticipating some form of difficulty or conflict as we move forward over this week. I'm not sure what specifically that is about. We will unpack it a little bit more in terms of their energy. And again, this could be vice versa, but in terms of their energy, they've got the Page of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Knight of Wands. So I feel if you don't have someone coming towards you, you do, or you will have someone that wants to come towards you if you are putting yourself out there. Maybe you are connected to someone right now, but the energy is showing up that someone wants to make an offer here, that they see you as someone that makes them happy, and you know, maybe they're wanting to make plans with you, asking you to, you know, experience certain things with them with this Knight of Wands energy. You know, I think someone, you know, is mustering up the energy, and they seem a pretty free spirit, fun energy that wants to come towards you here. You're just taking a bit more of a different approach. I feel you're a bit more, what's the word? Mysterious. Okay, that's what I'm getting from this energy. A bit more mysterious in the space that you are. But it's like, I think there's just this energy within you that you aren't going to compete for your position, but you're willing, the only competition is you, right? As in, that's the only person you're competing with right now, because you're in a space of just taking care of yourself. So I quite like that. So let's see how Pisces, what's hidden in the background right now for you. We may have cross watchers here. So hidden in the background is a Two of Cups. Okay. Wow. 10 of Pentacles. And the Queen of Wands. Again, I love that you're showing up in such strength here, Pisces. So underneath all this, kind of what you're hiding is that, and I love this, you've got the composure, you've got this, like, you're being seductive right now. I don't think you're opening up and sharing out to the world how you're feeling or what it is that you may be, not that it's not that what you don't want or what you want. I think you're testing out the waters, but I feel like you're just becoming so comfortable in who you are, and you've got your eye set on your own achievements and your own successes. And I like that energy, because I think that creates just naturally more attractiveness in a person, right? They're taking care of themselves, they're taking care of their things, whether you're in partnership or not, or seeking. But ultimately underneath there is, hope and desire and the magnetism that comes with partnership, that comes with home. So if this is something that, you're wanting to meet someone, or you're in relationship right now and wanting to go to the next level, wanting to deepen it, you're a love bucket, you love, and you love deeply, and you're very nurturing in energy. But again, there's also this seductory energy about you, but someone who's very set on their values and their goals and their standards. And I think you're just really sure of yourself right now. But again, you may not be sharing this, because this is kind of what's hidden and underneath, is you may not be sharing this is deeply what you want out loud. And that's okay. I think because, you're holding some real special space for yourself. So I really like that. Let's have a look here at what this energy is showing up in terms of what's hidden. 8 of Wands. Queen of Cups. And Knight of Pentacles. This did want to come out. I wanted to have a look. 6 of Cups. So whoever or whatever this energy is about in terms of this other person, maybe you guys are communicating, or this person wants to open up communication or move towards you here. And I feel like they want to come in pretty full on, but I think they're also composing themselves. I think they're really looking at you as a person and how you show up. I mean, you're the Queen of Cups, right? If you look at the Piscean energy, masculine, feminine, let's not be too focused on that. But what this is telling me, it's coming with a gentle heart, okay? But they're also recognizing all the beautiful things that you bring and how you show up. And I think they also know here that I think they feel very drawn to you. But again, they may want to rush in. They may want to move things forward a lot quicker. But I think they're just trying to play it cool right now. Or the person that comes on in, if you're wondering, why you may not be hearing from them, or why the communication, I think, isn't, so... maybe you have an expectation, right? I think that this person is just choosing to take it slow. They want to this is important to them to make this work with you, okay? So while the desire is similar, you're real in what you want. Not that they're not. It's just that they want to play their cards right. And I think they're trying to go take a chill pill and not rush in too hard. But maybe too as well, that you're not going to settle at the end of the day. And I think this person knows this. And this is where the competitive energy kind of comes in, is like, you've got choice right now. And maybe you're not even choosing anything to do with another partner, as much as you may love that. And that's important to you as part of your life that you may be seeking. Interesting energy showing up. What's the challenge here for Pisces? 4 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, and 6 of Swords. Yeah. So, I mean, yours is really clear cut, is that you're willing to invest in the right connection, the right people. And if they're not showing up and investing in return towards the same goals, towards the same things, it's pretty clear here that you're happy to move on. Some of you too right now could be focused on family, could be focused on, connecting with people. Some of you may be choosing to restart in general. I just get a sense right now that if there is something challenging you on a relationship perspective and dynamic, it's that you want to know that you're building and progressing in a certain manner, in a certain way. And again, I think there's this part of you that wants this stability and effort, and understand that, yep, there may be patience required, but I think if you're not seeing or experiencing certain things through the journey, you're willing to leave something behind. I think there's parts of you've learned a lot as part of this dynamic. So that's how this is coming across. Let's have a look at the challenge that the masculine's facing, or the other energy. The Star, the Ace of Swords, and the King of Swords. So their challenge right now, I think, is something here that they're perhaps still working through, and trying to get clear on. I think, naturally, if this is more leaning towards the masculine, which is more likely in the way I'm taking the energy on this side. But again, vice versa energy, you take it is subject to where you feel and sit here. But I'm sensing right now the biggest thing that the masculine energy is wanting to do is also feel safe in where they are, and also be that they can trust in their self, in the decisions that they're making, because they're coming across quite logical, but with feeling and wanting to create stability. Again, very masculine energy. And I just feel right now that there's something that is becoming clearer to this energy, becoming I think they're identifying more about themselves and about situations. They're reflecting, but they've also been hurt, and they've also are going through their own growth, their own transformation, their own healing. And I think, again, a part of it, they're trying to maintain and stay disciplined. I think they're also trying to stay, with their own high standards. And it's not that they haven't in the past. I think that they've allowed potentially love to break down so many barriers that they've given and opened up to another energy, and it's wanting to trust it, giving space to trust it, and something, had potentially broken down or wasn't as supportive as they thought. So, I think everyone goes through that at some point in their life, right? And I feel like the masculines just getting really clear on what they want, how they want to feel. They want peace of mind, in the direction that they're going. And that's why I think, even though there's feelings here for the other party, again, you may not be on this timeline right now, but this is the energy that's coming through where we're leading into. It seems like that they just want to take it cool. They want to have a fresh start with clarity, that they're not, like anything. I think you don't want to take on someone's bullshit and red flags, right? And they don't either. So I think you guys are very in sync with your energy. One is just coming more from a feminine side, and one's coming more from a masculine side. That's how this is showing up. How does the masculine, or what does they want to say towards the feminine? What does the masculine want to say towards the feminine? Thinking man. So we've got the King of Swords here. So right now, I think an important piece to them is that their mental stability, their mental freedom, okay? And again, peace of mind, I feel, is incredibly important right now. I also feel for some of you, this is also them wanting to let you know that they are thinking about you. They are thinking about their future. They're coming from a very mature place, but they're also operating on a very logical level. So if you're feeling right now, you're not sure how they're feeling about you because of their approach, they want to get it right. So they're trying to take logical steps on what, a healthy relationship would look like, or the things that I need to do that the feminine needs, because they're feeling you. They want to communicate. If they're not communicating with you, or as communication opens up, they recognize your energy. And when they recognize your energy and the masculine wants it, they're going to go after it, okay? But they may just have a certain way of doing it that you are not perhaps used to, especially if you've been in relationships where you've had someone, who kind of, love bombs or is over charismatic, and you find out later they're a little bit, toxic behaviors. So yeah, just be mindful of that. What does the feminine want to say to the masculine? Okay, so interesting, 2 cards came out. You got financial constraints and temple path. So for the masculine right now, if you've met someone new, or or again, it doesn't matter whether you're in partnership or not, the feminine right now is really focused on stability and focused on building, their own wealth, or getting back to a place of strength when it comes to their finances. The feminine also seems here to have a pretty clear goal of, even though they may not have all the answers, they know that there's something in their life that they've really got to give to, and that's their journey. And you may find too that the feminine may be, like I said before, a little bit seductive, a little bit not necessarily withdrawn, but very mysterious. And the reason that, the mystery comes with it, in addition to being the Pisces energy, I think there's parts of her right now where this is the key focus, the 9 of Pentacles, okay? And I'm saying her purely from a feminine energy. And I just think right now that as well, when that solid foundation, she just doesn't want to be reliant, and I think that's the biggest thing. There's been a lot of lessons in the past, and the feminine here right now is building a place where something is solid, something is supported for self, and it's not, because there's another person coming in and making it better. She's on her own journey right now, but is very open, from what I'm seeing here, is very open to making something work. But there's also this sense of freedom and security that she's got to create for herself. So that's what's coming on through. Let's have a look and see where this dynamic is going. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, we've got anxiety, adjacent possibilities, patience, and door to value. So there's a couple of different messages that are coming through. So for some of you who are, seeking partnership, seeking a soulmate, something of that nature, there may be something in your life right now, again, that could be causing a little bit of tension. Oh, look what's underneath. We've got the man holding a heart. That's lovely. Yeah, I feel like there could be something here that's causing a little bit of tension. And I mean, anxiety can come in different ways. Again, maybe there's some financial impact happening here. Maybe there is, someone that, it doesn't necessarily mean that someone suffers from anxiety. It could just be like someone is being more aware and cautious of situations. Some people could be, walking on eggshells around a certain situation right now or dynamic, but this energy overall feels very, very fun and free and light. But at the same time, I think this is more an underneath energy that people are experiencing as they're growing. And I think for some of you, maybe there are some doubts along the way of, am I going to find my person, like a person that is going to, stick around, a person who's going to show up, a person who's going to hold space, the things that you can give, you're really wanting to believe that you can bring or meet or connect and find that partner that's going to do the same. For some of you may have an older energy. I'm getting for some of you an older energy that may be around and causing a little bit of drama, and you're still dealing with that. and what you could be working through. But ultimately, in terms of this connection, if you haven't seen it yet or are seeking that, something is telling me here that it's not coming the way that you anticipate, okay? With this adjacent possibilities, there's a different path or a different way forward, or that they could just be different, you know what I mean, in terms of what you may expect or someone you may expect. In terms of the patience and door to value, for those of you who, again, are seeking that strength and further stability financially, there's things that are working here. So this also means keep working, keep doing the work, because that opportunity is going to open. Those finances, this is the same card in reverse, okay? This is potentially not feeling you have enough, wanting to, acknowledging. I mean, I think in this regard, and I need to kind of reframe this, is there's an acknowledgement here that there's not enough, or something's missing, or there's that little bit of struggle when it comes to this, but you're working on it, okay? And that's kudos to you. Here it's letting us know that this is also coming. And sometimes you meet people and situations in interesting spaces, right? And I just feel here that when this person arrives, when these opportunities arrive financially and in relationship dynamic, things are just going to be a little bit different than you anticipated. But what I think the most beautiful thing is that there's going to be a different sense of peace here. Okay. Yeah. Look at this. There's a different sense of peace here. You've got man holding a heart, indecision, action, and yin yang. So initially, maybe when the connection shows up or a certain situation shows up, it could be coming in that, again, King of Cups energy, got the Queen of Cups energy, that there's someone here that shows up, big heart-led energy, masculine, but still has that soft, gooey side. But there may be something at first that you're not sure, not sure, maybe sussing out, again, because you're becoming so in your prime here of ownership of self, on creating and building up self, which is, like, again, so attractive, Pisces. And I'm just noticing here that a decision's made and something moves forward here. And the yin yang energy is that soulmate energy, So for those of you that are in partnership or newly maybe some of you are getting engaged, newly connected to someone, I think you'll see something evolve further and deeper. But if, I think we've kind of clarified here what certain people are feeling, so trust in yourself. This seems pretty rock solid, and there's reasons why people are operating the way that they are. And yeah, I just see something beautiful on the other side. There is storm warning, deceit here, goddess of the moon, hostilities. That's further underneath. I'm just taking this as, sometimes when we've been in situations, again, that we're used to the toxicity, or we're used to this push-pull battle, or we're used to always being in survival mode, when there is peace, or when things feel peaceful, especially with the King of Cups, it's kind of like, hang on, it's like you're bracing, and again, that can be quite a natural response because that's what you've been used to. But there's something here again about your magnetism, about your beauty, and about two, not showing everything who you are, but still being the shining light that you are. And I think your energy just, embodies this connected, confident human. And again, there's nothing more attractive when someone knows themselves and is not loud about it. You just embody it. And that's what I feel is happening here. And that's why I think you're becoming I think you're recognizing your truth, your value, your heart in a different way. I think you've always known it, but you're owning it in a different way this season. And I think that's where, and where this connection and this meeting is coming in for those of you that are seeking a partner. There's something beautiful that you've been working through, and they've also been too. And when you're both operating at that level, it's a bit hard not to meet. You're calling in naturally who you are. So the more wonderful you feel about yourself, the more that, again, you embody this beautiful part of you. It doesn't necessarily need to be perfect. And it's okay that you're rebuilding after loss. It's okay, to sometimes question your own value or worth. I think we naturally can be our biggest critics, but there's nothing, again, more beautiful than knowing who you are and what it is that you want. But there's a gentleness and openness about it, but also you have a standard. And again, this is just really wonderful, your energy, Pisces, and whoever's coming on in, I think, is going to be a beautiful and complementary person for what you've also been seeking. And for those of you that are already in relationship dynamic, there could be an offer, there could be an engagement, there could also be as well, like, more conversations on wanting to build together, and I feel like they're getting clearer on this. So I'm going to leave that there. I'd love to know more in the comments below, and hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye.